around. And I also think it's harder to look for plucks into something like an E-set. The silence always could be an option, even if after the pluck you just get to spell magic into a spirit ball. That's not going to be as fun, so I think the Sobek a little bit harder to play into a matchup like this, but either Haddix or Jake should be able to manage. And given the opportunity, I really don't know if the Yu Huang is something that Ven would want to whip out here. It does have some decent self-peel for things like the Osiris given the Bologna, but it's also not the best time into E-set. Anytime you walk up and get just spell magic, all of these mage max up when you look up at the opposition and you're looking at an E-set, assuming that you are up against the E-set in the mid lane,
Right.
it just seems like it's going to be a super annoying matchup. So we'll have to see what Ven decides to go for here.
A couple support bans, a couple a mid ban, a solo lane ban. So at least the Titan's still thinking that the Sobek will fall for Awesome Jake, and why not? Consistent game, you know what you're getting out of a Sobek. 1-1-10 in game one, not bad for Awesome Jake. Really at the forefront, the spearhead, as Sobek so often is in a lot of those fights, and provides some good peel and disruption. Chalk will get locked in here, so a couple 100% win rates going to be put to the test. Sobek through 4 games, 100% win rate. Chalk through 2 games, 100% win rate. That'll go over to Haddix. Trelly, are you on the Chalk train? Through 2 games, hasn't lost, but are you batting for a third? Are you assuming that this is a good-looking pick for a third win?
Yeah, it depends on the matchup, and given into this one, it's not terrible. You're going to hate the 100% anti-heal from Osiris, but besides that, if you can get to the E-set, the slows are going to be quite annoying. She's going to try and run away as best she can, but that AoE silence does so much damage if you itemize correctly, or if you are building into some hybrid damage. So, yeah, I don't hate the Chalk. I just, are you team fighting around it, given the fact that I see Sobek and Erlong Shen, Jingwei in the back pumping damage? Yeah, I definitely think it's going to work here. As well as it can. I'm not saying you win because you have Chalk, but it's going to bring you the AoE team fight damage you would want, and also just the attack speed slows are really going to start to add up.
They will. Freya banned in game 1, left unbanned here for game 2. So you've already got some good physical damage between the Osiris and the Bologna. Magical, of course, through E-set. Ganesh for Aurora, that's been a popular pick over his last few games. Have seen Ganesh 2 or 3 times in his last 6. A win over the Solar Scarab, 0-0-10. Last time we saw Ganesh. All right, so we're sticking with Unique. Doesn't really answer our questions, unfortunately. Do we stick the Bologna back in ADC? Does Poseidon go back to the solo lane? There's going to be something less than conventional for Cyclone Spin here, and that's about all we really know.
Yeah, I mean, it's either, since there was a Freya hover, and Cyclone Spin loves the Freya, this could be the Poseidon ADC, and that's what it was picked. Sure, it could even be the E-set ADC at this point, but given how good that in the mid lane, the only real switch up here is that Bologna going to the ADC role where Cyclone's been played at last, and if he does do that, will he get any chin size on the Bologna this time around? I mean, you probably should if you are going ADC just because of how many tanks on the opposition, but that's not something you have to worry about. The hell? It's going to be the last pick here.
Wow.
I gotta be